The screen comes, the ball goes down to Lauren Hill, and the layup is good.
Lauren Hill's motto was never give up. She died a year ago of an incurable form of brain cancer. After she was diagnosed with DIPG, the basketball player from Lawrenceburg High School, who enrolled at Mount St. Joe, wanted to play a college game.
And that's where Local 12's Brad Johansen and videographer Eric Gerhardt picked up Lauren's story, and they're here today to talk about the documentary they produced called Play for 22 that you can see on Local 12 and local12.com at 7 o'clock. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Morning.
Braden.
I was going to say, Braden's here, too.
Welcome, Braden.
Braden's supposed to be at school. Well, he'll get to school.
He'll get there eventually.
Eventually, we'll get to school.
Puppet master, actually.
Guys, how tough was it for you at this point to go back and look through everything? You guys spent so much time with Lauren, and I got to imagine there is just so much footage. I know we're going to see a lot of people have never seen before. How difficult a task was that emotionally, and then just getting through it all too?
I'll let you start.
A lot of tears sitting in the edit bay. Would catch us by surprise. Whether it was what you would expect would be an emotional moment, or their coach giving a speech in the locker room, or her making the basket, those kinds of things. I mean, it was difficult to do.
We went through a ton of footage, and Eric and I are on opposite schedules, so he would throw a lot of stuff on hard drive, and I would end up logging in my living room, and we'd come back and forth, and putting this together, we'd be in the edit bay and looking at different sound bites and break down. And we'd see it 50 times in a different way and break down. This has emotionally wrapped us up for a year and a half, and you just don't let go. It doesn't ever get numb for you.
Well, the one positive that came out of this is everybody now knows what DIPG is, and Lauren did that, and you helped her do that. When we see these stories about Kyler and Brooklyn, these other children who are suffering through that, there was something really important Lauren did because she was an older kid who faced this. Tell us the difference she made.
The difference she made was she was able to tell everybody what was going on. And DIPG sits on the brainstem, and then it tentacles out. And it can touch any nerve at any time. What we saw with Kyler was, at one point, he was talking with Deb Dixon, and 3 days later, he couldn't speak anymore. And Lauren was able to give a voice to all of this stuff and remarkably be able to continue to function in a time when we thought, this may be the last time we talk.
How's that going to change things for these other kids, Eric?
I don't know. I mean, it'll bring more money in, hopefully. I mean, I think that's the whole point to this, and to why we wanted to push through, is to continue that voice, creating a legacy, bringing in more money, helping The Cure Starts Now, helping her foundation to find that home run cure.
She donated her tumor, and she also had MRIs throughout the process, and says, whatever you need to do to help find something that may help, go ahead and do it on me. And I think the problem about these DIPG tumors is all of them have been different. They haven't found any, this is the similarity between the two. But you can figure it out. It's
This video that's running right now is video that was at the telethon that people sent in all these letters. This is something that you won't see in the documentary, and I wanted to include this here because so many people sent letters to her and to The Cure to say how she inspired them, whether she was 7 or 70. It happened all the time.
Brad, you said we just couldn't let go of it. She kind of didn't want you to let go of it. She didn't want anybody to let go of it, right?
But look, we deal with people all the time. For every Lauren, there's 10,000 stories that don't get told.
Sure.
But we all know there's something special about certain people. And I wondered, as we approached this year anniversary of her death, I wonder how many people are still engaged in this. And I'll say we put the trailer on. A fantastic job by Tim Fair and our creative services department. Threw it on my Facebook page, and within 24 hours, there's 60,000 hits and 145,000 people reached. And I guess there are a few people still out there who are still interested. She touched and reached beyond the norm. people are still engaged with who she was, what she did, what she wanted to do.
Well, thank you for telling it so well. And it's just, for me, it's an honor to work with both of you, truly.
Oh,
Love you guys.
sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You did an amazing job, guys. Thank you. And 7 o'clock tonight on Local 12, Play for 22. If you know people who do not live in our area who have been touched by Lauren's story, and we know there are quite literally thousands and thousands of them, if you know anyone like that, an aunt, an uncle who lives somewhere else, let them know. It'll be streamed on local12.com as well.
We'll be right back.